Perfect.
Okay, with all these franchises, reboots, reruns, TV shows, movie clips, references, I figured it's a good time to talk about franchises in general. And especially with horror franchises, fans are like super hardcore about it, especially if you know anyone who's into like Friday the 13th or Halloween. Like those fans are hardcore as fuck. So with the Scream movie and the Halloween movie and the Chucky show and all this coming out, we just need to discuss like what franchises are actually good and which ones fell the fuck off. All right, so let's start with Saw. I'm a fucking Spiral hater. I hated that movie so much. It was try hard. It was stupid. The soundtrack was awful. What the hell was the music placement? Who wrote that? Who let Chris Rock and Drake get their hands on it? I could just go on and on and on. But overall, the Saw franchise is one of my absolute favorites. The original Saws, like 1 through 3, is absolutely like solid as fuck. I ended up really not liking Jigsaw, but like I saw the vision, you know, like he's giving them a chance to live. So there's always a way for this story to kind of switch around. But after like the third one, when they, you know, I hate doing sport. Oh wait, it's old as fuck. So after when they got rid of Jigsaw and like the whole fake Jigsaw thing came along and it started getting like the storyline started getting a little rough, I fell off of Saw, but it still remains like one of the most solid like storyline franchises in at least I say modern day horror, like 2000s horror, in my opinion. I'm a huge Saw fan. But that being said, I will go back to talking shit about Spiral. It was awful, and I'm embarrassed that that came out. And that's all I have to say about that movie. 0 out of 10. 0 out of 10. All right, let's talk about The Purge 2. The Purge 1 was, I'm just going to count. The first Purge was really boring. The only reason I really was into it because I'm an Ethan Hawke like fanatic and I love him, but overall the story was really weak. I think the only reason that the Purge series kind of took off is because the actual idea was so original and like honestly really freaky at the time. So I mean, it made sense. It was different. But the second Purge is fire. If they would have kept that momentum through the whole Purge series, I feel like it would have been like really solid. Because when the third one came out, I was like, what the hell am I watching? I loved the second one so much. So I feel like the Purge was one of those things where they just wanted to rake up as much money as possible with like the same idea and nothing really happened. Like if they would have developed some sort of like storyline, which they had one with the whole rebellion and stuff like that, but I don't know, it felt weak and really rushed. What about The Strangers though? Okay, so The Strangers is like one of the most high rated horror movies and well liked horror movies. So when Strangers Prey at Night came out, I was super stoked to see what they had done with this. And again, another flat, poorly written and boring movie. And the only good scene in that movie was the murder scene at the pool. That scene was fire. But other than that, I was like, what the hell are we doing here? It's not even scary. It doesn't have the same feeling, momentum that the first one had. And that's what made this franchise fall off. And I bet you anything they'll do another one. I bet you anything they will. Halloween. Okay. So the newest reboots of Halloween. First one. Amazing. I left the theater like feeling so satisfied and like I'd really just seen a movie that just warmed my heart. It's everything that I wanted. It was keeping up with the same pace as the original Halloween, same kills. Michael's not doing anything extra. He's just Michael Myers and he's, you know, surviving every kill. Then I go to see Halloween Kills expecting the same thing. And what was that? Okay, first of all, I'm literally crossing my arms right now. I'm so pissed about this. First of all, the writing was garbage. The amount of times I heard "Evil dies tonight," that should be a drinking game. Watch Halloween Kills, and every time that man said, Tommy says "Evil dies tonight," take a shot. You'll be fucked up by the end of the movie. The random murder of the guy who people thought was Michael Myers, even though in the bar when they showed the pictures of who had escaped One was Michael Myers and the other was that guy. How did you get that confused? I'm getting off track though. Halloween overall, solid franchise. I'm not going to say the best well done, but most well liked by horror fans altogether. But it's funny, even John Carpenter is like, I don't know how I feel about that. Which is funny because I watch his stuff and he's probably one of the most like well-respected horror directors of our time. And seeing him talk about his movies, he's like so disappointed. It's like hilarious, honestly. Oh, Chucky 2. Chucky is hands down the most well-done horror franchise. No questions, no debate. It's right up there with Scream. The only reason I wouldn't say Scream is the best is because the storyline started getting a little weak with the same thing happening every fucking movie. But Chucky, solid as fuck.
Hi, I'm Oscar, and I'm your friend to the end. Heidi-ho!
The fact they kept the original voice throughout the entire series and now up to the TV show, which is just, I mean, it's really good. I thought it was going to be like teen washed almost, and it kind of is, like, but with the pop soundtrack and stuff. But overall, it's really good. I'm obsessed with it and I'm keeping up with it, and that was something I did not expect because I don't really get into TV shows like that. And another thing that makes Chucky so great is that after Child's Play and the second, when it started to fall off, they managed to rebrand the basically entire series with the introduction of like Tiffany Valentine. And I think that's super cool that they managed to take a struggling series and change it into something completely different while also maintaining the same feel of the original movie. That has not been done in forever. And last but not least, Silent Hill. I wouldn't even call this a movie franchise, honestly. It deserved so much better. It deserved so much better. I'm a huge Silent Hill video game fan, and if you're a video game fan of theirs, you're probably disappointed a lot too. But the first Silent Hill was fire. Like, it doesn't look like shit. It's a shitty movie. I'm not going to lie to you. But overall, I really loved it. It was scary. It was creepy. It was grungy. Like, I love the early 2000s terrible CGI, but it kind of just works with that movie. But then Silent Hill Revelations came out and everyone wanted their money back. Whether you rented it, saw it in theaters, whatever you did, it was awful. And it just sucks because I see a total reboot of Silent Hill, like a good one, kind of like more Hellraiser style, like the practical effects, like bloody, grungy, like nasty shit. I don't know. I fantasize about Silent Hill being remade because it didn't get what it deserved. Oh wait, I said last but not least. We're not done talking yet. We have one more. Scream. I love Scream. I said that Chucky was the best, like most well done franchise, but my favorite is obviously Scream. It's funny. It's everything that old school slasher horror had mixed in with an early 2000s new age costume and script. And it worked phenomenally. And I have to honestly say, I'm way more excited for the new Scream to come out than I have been like any horror movie for the past year, other than Halloween. I was super stoked for Halloween, but like I said, now I'm kind of like, But I feel like Scream has a lot of potential, and although it's not out yet, this is still like one of the most highly regarded, highly respected horror franchises, and I'm expecting a lot, and a lot of people are anticipating a lot out of this movie. What do you think, guys? Do you think that franchises are going to get like a little Band-Aid now? Or do you think that all these movies that are coming out are just kind of going to wash out what had been laid out by the past movies of these franchises? Because honestly, like I'm more disappointed than I am like satisfied by these reboots and whatnot. But it feels nostalgic. It always feels good to go to the theaters and kind of see like somebody you watched as a kid. Even though the movie's not the best, it's still an easy watch, if that makes sense. But what do you guys think? What's y'all's favorite franchise? What's the best reboot you've seen? How did you feel about Halloween Kills? How did you feel about Spiral? Am I wrong? Let me know. And also, while you're down there letting me know, go ahead and subscribe to Project Nerd on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr. I don't know. Subscribe to them. Just find them and subscribe. And then there you will find me and all my episodes, because Project Nerd is so nice to host me on their channel. So make sure you guys follow, turn on the notifications, and I will see you guys next week.